see what everyone seems to be talking about.
Hi there, great to have you listening. It's EWTN Global Catholic Radio Network, and time for Take Two with Jerry and Debbie and you. Along with Debbie Georgiani, I am Jerry Usher. Great to have you all listening. The show team is in place. Thank you, affiliates, for carrying the show. Debbie, the only thing missing, and this won't be for very long, is the callers, because we know it's going to fill the phone lines very quickly today.
That is very true. Do we have Ryan on the phones today? Do we know? I didn't get confirmation.
Not sure.
Michael will confirm it. Yes, we
Yep.
do. Okay, Ryan Penny is answering phones today, and this is a very active show. This is we used to call it 911, God, I Need You Now. We dropped the 911 just because we didn't want anybody calling 911. Okay, so we say, God, I need you now. Urgent prayer requests. This is for the urgent needs of the Take Two family and beyond. So we ask you to please call in or comment in on social media, YouTube, Facebook. We're giving you a nice prayerful wave right there. We'll also text us. You text the letters EWTN to 55000. You can also email us, take2@EWTN.com. But if you want to get on the air and share your urgent prayer need request, please call in right now. Do not wait any longer. This is a very fast 1 hour show. 833-288-3986.
First one to call is the first one on the air. We typically take the calls in the order in which they came. We might put a international caller up a little before the order that they call in. And that international number, by the way, is 1-205-271-2985. But we're talking about your deep, heartfelt prayers. You're really beseeching God right now, saying, God, I really need you now to answer this. The thing is, that the saying is, God is never late. But sometimes he waits till the 11th hour to answer our prayers. Sometimes he answers them right away. Maybe you're praying for someone who's ill right now, someone with COVID, maybe a soul of someone who has passed away. Perhaps it's employment that you need, or maybe you've got marital strife between you and your spouse. Anything going on right now, we want to lift these up, which Debbie will do with a beautiful prayer at the end of this hour. We'll take all the prayer intentions that are called in, that are via email at take2@EWTN.com, and that are via social media and Facebook and Twitter. So we are going to count them all, gather them all up, and pray at the end of this hour.
So you use the word beseech or beseech God or beseeching God. You use that word. A synonymous word to beseech is beg. And we are beggars, okay? So let's go for it. Let's really beg God together. It's always good if we're going to beg. Let's do it in numbers, right? So we storm heaven. I'm a firm believer of that, Jerry. I have no problem at all begging God on every single moment of the day, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of which saint it was, if it was a saint, who said we actually can potentially offend God by not going to him and trusting him for being the big God that he is.
That's right.
So let's do that, you guys. I mean, over at my parish, St. Joseph, there's a little comic on the wall that was printed out on a printer, and it's got these characters all rolling on the floor laughing, and and the caption says, "God can't do what?" And they're all just howling. Cool. With somebody said God can't do something, and they're all going, "Oh," they're just laughing away
please.
at that. So
yeah. That's so cool that your parish name is St. Joseph.
Yeah, I love it. This year of St. Joseph, especially.
Yeah, you're going to do some celebrations there.
Yeah, our parish has been doing the consecration, actually, individually and as a parish. So this Friday, it works out beautifully. A Friday evening, we have Stations of the Cross, followed by a Eucharistic procession throughout the church, and then Mass with a procession in with a statue of St. Joseph. We're going to make the consecration right after the homily. So there's a lot of excitement. There's a real buzz in our parish right now.
That is beautiful. Blessings to you and the whole parish community. And in honor of St. Joseph this week, normally we if we take turns, Jerry and I take turns. And so I like to use the Memorare. I like to pray the Memorare because it's such a powerful prayer. St. Teresa of Calcutta, we know she'd had the flying novena. The Memoraries it's such a beautiful name. So I pick that one. But this week we're going to do the Memorare to St. Joseph, okay, in honor of St. Joseph. So it's so beautiful. Now, if you do not get your comments in, don't worry. God knows. God knows. We will just gather everybody up that has been that we have expressed, that has been spoken, unspoken, and everything that's still in the recesses of your hearts. You just can shout it out before we say the Memorare together. But just be assured that those prayers are being heard. And the Take Two family, we pray round the clock. In fact, I just heard this morning that a couple rosaries were said ahead of time for this urgent prayer show. So how beautiful is that, ahead of time? I love that.
Well, and we love it when you call, and believe it or not, if you call right now, you'll still be among the first group to fill up our phone lines. A couple lines are still available. It is God, I need you now. Urgent prayer intentions that you are carrying in your heart that might be weighing you down. Maybe you've got a spectacular praise report you would like to give from a previous, maybe you had an urgent intention that God has come to the rescue on for you. 833-288 3986. And Debbie and I want to congratulate another longtime EWTN affiliate partner, Billings Catholic Radio in Montana. Their 10th anniversary, Debbie. 10th anniversary. We love these
Round of
occasions.
applause.
Yes. Yeah, special
Billings,
thanks to
Montana.
Roy Brown and his team. Yeah, I know Roy, we all do, and he's done a great job, and his team at Billings Catholic Radio. They started with one station in Billings and now are evangelizing, educating, and inspiring listeners on 3 signals in Billings and Laurel. So again, our congratulations to Billings Catholic Radio, now celebrating 10 years of solid Catholic radio in Montana.
Beautiful. Think how many souls are being touched. Your local Catholic radio station is reaching everybody right around you. You know, open your front door and look down your street. All those folks can hear Catholic radio locally, and it's changing hearts, changing minds, changing souls for the better. How beautiful is that? 2 open phone lines for this urgent prayer request show. We do 2 prayer shows a month. The first one is at the beginning of the month. That's how we like to start off the first live broadcast of each month. And then the middle of the month, we take our urgent prayer requests. So these are urgent needs. Please don't feel like they're too small or too big. We serve a big God. He wants to hear everything. So fill up those last 2 phone lines. You'll speak to Ryan. You'll listen live on hold and jump right into the show. 833-288-3986.
It's just that easy. It's also easy to email your prayer intention to take2@ewtn.com. Brandy just did that. She says, I would like your audience to pray for my son in Florida who suffers from bipolar disorder. Brandy, you got the prayer intention started here today, and the whole Take Two family around the world will be praying for your son and for you and all of your loved ones.
Check out EWTN's official YouTube channel.
Just follow the link on our homepage at EWTN.com or go to YouTube.com/EWTN.
Watch EWTN's live shows or today's homily from the Daily Mass.
Click the upload button to see our most recent clips.
You can also find all of EWTN YouTube content by clicking the playlist button.
It's all on the official EWTN YouTube channel at YouTube.com/EWTN.
Visit today.
The leading Catholic voices are on EWTN Radio.
Part of the success we've had on the world over, I attribute to certainly my relationship with Mother Angelica and her teaching me early on that when you sit with someone, you talk to them, you share with them, and you create an environment where they will tell you things they wouldn't tell anyone else.
The World Over with Raymond Arroyo, Thursday night, 8 Eastern on EWTN Radio.
What brings you closer to our Lord during Lent?
Our Lord is so present in the midst of so many ordinary things, challenges, joys, but we get so distracted in our culture today. So I'm looking forward to bringing the volume down and all things else so I can better hear Christ.
Enrich your Lenten experience with resources from EWTN. Visit EWTN.com/Lent for all you need to know.
This is our urgent prayer request show on Take Two with Jerry and Debbie. I'm Debbie Georgiani with Jerry Usher and you. You are the important person because we care about you. You're part of the Take Two family. May I please just highlight something that I always go to. It's really wonderful. It's a Catholic News Agency. You can rely on CNA for news, blogs, opinions, and more. For the latest Catholic news, visit CatholicNewsAgency.com. It's an online service from EWTN News. And I just wanted to also share that through I'm hoping this is the right one. Through Redemptive Catholic Journalism, EWTN News helps advance the gospel and teachings of the Church. So you can get our trusted Catholic news in your email inbox. Sign up today at EWTNnews.com. I did all news today. Hope that's the right one that EWTN wanted us to highlight today because I love it, Jerry. I have to tell you that CNA is one of the ones that I use and I promote on social media.
Beautiful. As do I. Okay, let's go to the phone calls here. Urgent prayer intention starting with Maggie in South Carolina, listening on the website of EWTN.com. Hello, Maggie. Welcome.
Hi, Maggie.
Hello. Thank you for taking my call. This is sort of a follow-up. I had spoken to both of you a few months ago about my husband who almost didn't survive coronavirus and came out of it having lost his faith. And I was quite upset at the time. And Jerry, you suggested the Surrender Novena, which I have done faithfully. And I remember Debbie said that he is headed someplace that is not good. And you're exactly right. On January 3rd, he said he wanted to end the marriage. And I am now in an apartment and completely overwhelmed. And I have not at all lost sight of God, but I'm in an extremely difficult place and really covet any prayers as we go through this legal process because I find it very frightening. There's no chance of reconciliation. I've that has all been exhausted. And this is not what I want, but this is what I'm having to accept. And prayers that I come through the legal process intact would be very much appreciated, please.
Maggie, our hearts are just breaking, and yes, we do remember you, and we have been praying. So this is just gut wrenching. What's happening to you and to him and to your husband. This is so sad. But a couple things I want to share with you that may be of help. You used the word overwhelmed, and call it God's providence. I virtually attended a Lenten retreat where the priest led the retreat, and he was talking about his title of his retreat was something to the effect of being overwhelmed by the world when we should be overwhelmed by God. And so it was really fascinating. And he talked about he talked about all the things that overwhelm us in the world. And right now you feel overwhelmed. You're facing having to go to court, all these things. So maybe in your mind, shift that to you being overwhelmed with God, meaning God's all around you. You've got the angels, you've got the saints. And so try to, when you feel overwhelmed by the world, try to switch it and know that you are covered like a blanket. Plus, you have all of us. And we will be praying as strong as we possibly can, Maggie. But please do yourself a favor. Yeah, it helped me tremendously when I went through a very horrific divorce. Okay, I carried my blessed rosary with me everywhere I went, including into every legal matter or meeting or even in the courtroom. I had the rosary with me the whole entire time. The other thing too is I counted on my guardian angel, because where I was weak, my guardian angel could help me be strong. And I felt that the two of us together, we could tackle anything, whatever was going to unfold. And prayer is powerful, Maggie. So please never lose hope, because there's a chance. I know you said there's no reconciliation right now. I understand that, but there's a chance things could change possibly in the future, just even for a better, I don't know, maybe a friendship or whatever God, unfolds, but I just don't want you to ever lose hope, please. I'm living proof of it, Maggie, because I almost did lose hope. So that's only my words from one sister in Christ to another.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
And before you go, Maggie, you probably heard us talking about the consecration to St. Joseph by Father Donald Calloway. Are you familiar with that? You're doing it. Perfect.
I'm going to finish up on the 19th.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, if you might have heard me say, our whole parish is doing that. So then you know where I was going to go with this. It was yesterday or the day before, one of the readings by Father Calloway was all about, when St. Joseph, fatherhood and husband, the roles of husband and so forth are honored and lifted up and celebrated. And St. Joseph even has, a feast day another feast day on the calendar. Then the church and the world are going to be very different in terms of their spiritual state. And I'm thinking, your husband is not fulfilling that role right now, apparently, according to what you say. But if you're going to make that consecration, that's beautiful. And just kind of spiritually take him along with you, pretend that if it's a sacramental marriage, he is with you anyway. So, and then just beseech Joseph. There's nothing God will refuse to St. Joseph. We're learning in the consecration, right, Maggie?
Yes. I'm also consecrated to Mary through St. Louis de Montfort. So when I finish up with Joseph on his feast day on the 19th, I feel like I will have my spiritual parents beside me.
Yeah. And remember, be overwhelmed by the love of God, okay? Not the world.
Yeah.
Maggie, if you need to talk to us, if you need to stay in contact, if anything's going on, please feel free to email us. We'll get back to you for sure. Okay, take2@EWTN.com. It comes right to both of us right away. So one of us will make sure. We don't want you to have to go through this alone. Okay, it sounds like do you have family support?
No, not really.
Okay, well, we're your family. Okay.
I have spiritual family, but I don't have physical family.
Right.
Well, that's just as good, if not better. Yeah.
Absolutely. We're your family, Maggie. Okay?
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
A lot of prayers from around the world going up already, Maggie, for your situation. Thanks for calling Take Two with Jerry and Debbie. Our urgent prayer intention show, we'll go to Susan next in White Lake, Michigan on Ave Maria Radio. First time calling the program. Susan, it's great to have you with us. Welcome.
Hi, I'm sorry. My name is Kelly. That's fine.
Oh, okay. Hello, Kelly. Welcome.
Thank you for taking my call. I just wanted prayers to go out for my mother, Olivia Ann. She has just been diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, and my father and her have been married for 57 years. They're the most beautiful example of married people you've ever seen. They take care of each other. They respect each other, and I just would like some prayers for her.
Yeah, well, you can be sure of that, Kelly. Sorry for misstating your name at the beginning there. I apologize for that. This thought just came to me, and it's, that every one of us has to die, and we're so sad to hear about your mother's diagnosis. We want to get her first name and put her and your dad and all of you in our prayer book that Debbie keeps. And we hope and pray that God would perform a miracle here. And if not, just really bring whatever healing he can and will, especially in your mother's situation. But the thought occurred to me, and I'm reminded of this because my sister, who died very prematurely, if I may say so, she was about 56, but it was the way she died. She taught me, and I'm sure all of our family, so much about how to live. By the way that she died with such grace and dignity. And your mom sounds like that type of person. I don't want this to happen soon. I pray that God will intervene. But I think, Kelly, that whenever God does decide to take her, I just sense in my spirit that she is going to be a living witness to the love and mercy of God as she handles this situation, as well as your father. It sounds like they're an amazing couple. Debbie, what do you think?
Well, I agree. 57 years married. I believe I picked up your mom's name, Kelly Olivia Ann. Did I get that right?
Yes,
Okay, and your dad's first name?
John.
John? Okay.
Yeah.
I can hear the pain in your voice, Kelly, because let's face it, pancreatic cancer, that's a tough cancer. That's what my grandmother passed of. It's a tough cancer. So I see why all of you, you have very heavy hearts. But Jerry's, so right about how what we, our disposition, how we touch others, the memories we have. No one can take away our memories, right? And it's all a process that we go through, and there's no way to say it happily or easily. Death is tough. It's tough if it happens. So we're going to pray that God gives you or grants you a miracle for your beautiful mother. And that's what we go for. We go big with God. But we also rest assured that God has a plan, and in his timing, everything unfolds. So we rest in that. And that's what we want you to do, is to rest in that and know that you have such incredible parents and you're blessed. And so that's something that a lot of people don't have. And you have it, Kelly. So that's a good thing. Please tell your mom, how beautiful we already feel for her, because we can hear it in your voice, her daughter's voice. Beautiful. What do you think?
You're right, and your words were beautiful. Thank you.
All right, Kelly, a lot of prayers accompany you, the entire family. Thank you for calling Take Two with Jerry and Debbie. Okay, let's see. We got some social media comments. I'll read a couple here before we go back to the phones. Christopher wants prayers for Pope Francis. So many criticized him in the church yesterday because of his announcement on gay unions not being valid in the church. Christopher says, I agree with his decision. Yeah, that's certainly going to bring the ire of the world, the culture in many ways. So we'll pray for our Holy Father, Pope Francis. Lucia, please put my son Luigi and his wife Shanaz on your prayer list. Since COVID, work is scarce for them. So we're going to pray that they find employment. And Joanna, would you please pray for Carmen, that his life is resurrected. He has so much more he wants to accomplish for the kingdom of God. So we will pray for Carmen, that God will inspire him to keep moving forward with vigor.
And let's also pray, if we can, for clarity for the world on what exactly Pope Francis said, the statement that was made about, blessing same-sex unions and situations like that. Because I understand from looking at social media and some from news reports, there's a lot of confusion. Everybody's kind of wondering, twisting words and everything, and that's not good. That's just not good. That divides the faithful. It scatters the faithful, and so let's just pray for clarity. I think that's key.
Well, you know what? The Pope, the Catholic Church could infallibly say 2 + 2 = 4, and the media would create this stew of confusion, which they always do, because they simply don't like the Church and what she teaches, unfortunately. But that's the way it is. We got our hands full with that. That's why we have to have Catholic radio on the air.
Absolutely, that's clarity.
Yeah.
Catholic radio. Yeah.
Let's go to Pat in Cleveland. Pat is listening on the Rock and a first-time caller. Hi, Pat. Welcome to Take Two.
Thank you. I'm so appreciative of you guys taking my call. I want prayers for my brother John. He was diagnosed a little over a year ago with stage 4 lung cancer. Never smoked. This past January, he had spine surgery, which affected his left arm and leg. His leg is coming back, but not his arm. And yesterday, he had 2 strokes, which affected his eyesight. And he's in intensive care right now. And I need prayers desperately for him.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, please
no,
don't.
never be sorry.
See, Pat, don't apologize, because, you are, this is your sibling, this is your brother, this is family, it's your blood. You are. I remember, when my sister passed away, I felt the same grief. We're very, very close, and for that reason, you are being a great sister right now, getting global prayers going for him here on this program, and that emotion that you're showing, it just shows that you care. I love to see siblings who are close throughout their entire lives, and John has been through a lot. I can't imagine, one person going through all of this, but you know what, Debbie, God has a purpose even in this, and I'm sure it's very hard to see what that is right now, but, yeah.
Yeah, well, and I'm going to personally ask my uncle, Pat, my uncle who I talk about him all the time. He is just an amazing holy priest, Father Sylvester Lavolsi. He actually passed away of lung cancer, never smoked as well. And so I believe he's in a heavenly place, and I'm going to ask him if he'll help John, because I hear the sadness in your voice. And that was the same sadness when my mom found out her brother had lung cancer as well. It's the same sadness, and my heart just breaks for you, and I'm tearing up right now because your love is so obvious for your brother, and because of that, because you just expressed it on a global platform, you have to imagine, Pat, that God has heard the love that you have for your brother. Okay?
Yeah. All right, Pat, thank you. You hear that music. We got to just pause here for just a second, but thank you for calling. The Take Two family is global, Pat, so you got prayers going up from all around the world for John, for you, and for your entire family. It's our urgent prayer show today on Take Two with Jerry and Debbie. More of your intentions coming right up.
Al Cresta, Jonette Williams, Father Robert Spitzer. You'll hear the leading Catholic voices on the largest Catholic media network in the world. This is the EWTN Global Catholic Radio Network.
Are you able to stand tall, knowing God's purpose and plan for your life and living that out? Many people need a little assistance in getting to that point. That's why there's Stand Tall Life Coaching. Our growing team of certified coaches can assist you in dreaming big and living your best life. Learn more today and sign up for your free consultation at standtalltoday.com. That's standtalltoday.com.
I'm Doug Keck. This is an EWTN Bookmark Brief. I just finished speaking with Father Cedric Pizzania about his book, There Is a Solution, Don't Stay Stuck. Tell us, Father, why'd you write this book and what's it about?
I want to help people to move forward in their lives, and people are stuck in addictions and habitual sins and also in bad habits, and I give practical strategies about how to move forward in ways that will unstick you from whatever you're stuck in. I also talk about in this book about a God awakening. I talk about how you can come to know God really in a deep, intimate way and have this movement of God in your life. I talk about codependency, how oftentimes we get manipulated by people, and how you can be free.
Father Cedric Pizzania, the book There Is a Solution, Don't Stay Stuck, available through our EWTN Religious Catalog. EWTNRC.com for all things Catholic. He's also got DVDs available there as well. This has been an EWTN Bookmark Brief. We appreciate you stopping by. We'll see you next time.
Hi, this is Dr. David Anders. Do you have questions about the Catholic faith? Get the answers on Call to Communion, coming up at 2 p.m. Eastern. Now, back to Take Two with Jerry and Debbie.
Twice a month here on Take Two with Jerry and Debbie, we offer prayer opportunities for you. One is whom or what are you praying for around the first of the month, and then the other around the middle of the month, our urgent prayer intention show. So we are taking your intentions on the phone, on email, social media, texting. And before we go back to the phones, I want to thank our show team, Michael Birchfield, our producer, Jeff Burson on social media, and Ryan Penny is on the phones, and they all do a fantastic job. So please keep them and all of us in your prayers as well. And Debbie, a quick email. Kelly said, "Good Tuesday, joining the Take Two family in prayer. I would like to add the following to the list. My nephew Austin for a reversion and that he will manage finances and get his taxes paid this year. Faye, an elderly friend. Kaylia, and all new moms with postpartum complications. Mm-hmm. Baby Wrigley and all newborns with health issues. Rob, her nephew, for the eternal salvation of all family and friends. And for Della for a growth on the liver." So There you go, Carol. You're covering the whole gamut there, and they are all going to be in our prayers starting today going forward.
Okay, we'll go back to the phones. Karina is up next in West Palm Beach, Florida. EWTN.com is the way you're listening, and you are a first-time caller. Hi, Karina. Welcome.
Hi. Thank you for taking my call.
You're welcome.
I just need prayers for a family. They're my son's godparents. They've been married about 24 years now, and the wife just called me last week that the husband filed for divorce. What's making us so heartbroken is that there are two girls. I don't want to convince their dad to get a divorce. It's so hard because they're such a happy family, and I don't know how to help. It's like it's the end, and I'm so upset that Satan has put this all in the hearts of the children. Makes me so sick. And we've always been praying for them. My husband and I have been praying the rosaries maybe about 2 years now, or almost 3 since I've been out of the hospital. And they're always in our prayers. That's why it was so shocking. Mm-hmm. We don't get together that much anymore since the kids are now practically adults. One is in college and one is done. But it saddens us that it's the girls. Mm-hmm. It's like, and what we've seen is that the mother always have been so taking care of them, taking them here and there. It's just, I don't know. I'm so lost. My husband and I don't know how to talk to them. And then I don't know how to suggest for all of them to get a family counseling, but the girls won't even come home because they're so scared of their mom.
Well,
we just pray for them.
Right. Well, Karina, your pain, I think it's shared by so many right now, because we've heard many times about, the Marian apparitions, about the final battle is going to be over marriage and family. And so the family includes the kids. And we're noticing that in just, it's rampant that these adult children are getting involved, and they're either helping to break up the family, or they're distancing themselves, which is making it really fractured. It's tough, but I can tell you this: prayer does work. You're going to have to. It's wonderful that you and your husband are praying for this beautiful family. Can you enlist some more of your friends and family members that know this family personally, and maybe even a direct family member, and start to form little kind of teams of around the clock, people going to adoration, people going to mass, people fasting. Please, it's so important. Karina, I know you and your husband are doing great, but if you can enlist kind of a little army with you, you'll see some movement in a better direction. We've got to fight hard. The demons are very strong. Okay, we must fight as hard as we can, and that is through prayer and massive prayer. What do you think, Jerry?
I think definitely prayer. Karina, you were kind of saying a moment ago you don't know what to do. I think you've probably done all you can do, that you probably accomplished all that you can in terms of talking to them and trying to get them not to go down that path. But what you can do is the most important thing, and that's what Debbie said. Pray and see if you can get other people to pray along with you. There are a number of patron saints of married couples, so if you want to do a search online, obviously St. Joseph and our Blessed Mother, please go to the Holy Family right now. Just ask Jesus, Mary, and Joseph to save that marriage. They want that to be saved. They do not want to see it go down this path that it is going. So, Karina, the fact that you feel this way about this is it's a beautiful thing to the Lord. And your tears and your pain, like Debbie said, they're gonna be heard. God is gonna see that, and I believe that good things can come out of this if you really, really have trust and just consecrate this couple to Jesus, Mary, and Joseph.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And we'll pray too.
Thank you so much. It's
Okay.
such a joy to always listen to you.
Oh, thank you. One of the patron saints of difficult marriages is Saint Rita. Saint Rita, and I think she's sort of like the counterpart to Saint Jude, who is the patron saint of hopeless causes, supposedly hopeless causes. I know Saint Rita is, I think, kind of a female counterpart to that. So go to Saint Rita and Saint Jude as well, Karina. And we'll keep all this in our prayers.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, be well. Okay, we love you. We can hear that pain in your voice, and we don't want that for you. So we're going to also pray for you and your husband that you keep up your hope and your joy, Karina. Okay, Jerry, where are we going next?
Let's go to Raoul, who is calling from Raleigh, North Carolina, listening on the EWTN app, and a first-time caller to the program. Hi, Raoul. Welcome.
Hey, hello. Thank you for your show, and God bless you all. You guys are really real motivation, not just to me, but to all your listeners, I believe.
Thank you.
I've been having a couple of issues. Well, with my brother, my youngest brother, and he's a very caring and loving person. But also, he's a simple-minded fellow. He'll do things right. I mean, he'll do things, good things, but he got himself running with a crew of bad influences. And his gullibility got him to use drugs, marijuana, to be more specific. And he's been doing this for a few years. And he's to the point that he's been jumping from jobs to jobs here and there and not settling, And he's 24 years old, and basically what I'm getting, I'm his last resort. God, thanks God, I'm in a position that I can offer him a job. And knowing that and being that, my mother asked me to get him working with me. And I did. And right now he's making me feel upset, kind of regretting the action. I mean, just me bringing him in. His mind is not enough for him to do basic tasks, and he'll do them, but he's not like I say, his mind is not that expansive to get a good job. So that's why a lot of people, I guess, see that and they fire him.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been praying a lot for God to help me, Virgin Mary, to help me get him or make him understand, just to open his eyes, just to give him wit, just to give him intelligence,
Raoul, let me ask you a question. Is your brother practicing? Is he Catholic? Is he going to Mass? Is he practicing the faith in any way?
No. I try to bring him to Mass, and he's I won't say a lost cause, because he'll listen to me, and he'll, at least from what he talks to me, he seems to understand. But then again, he goes home, and forgets everything, I guess.
Right. Well, yeah, the reason I asked if he was practicing the faith, obviously, is you just said it. You've tried to get him to go to Mass with you. He's at a place right now where a lot of young men that age are, Raoul, and I know you understand what I mean by that. But I think the most important thing for you here again is going to be your witness. If he's working with you or around you, you could be praying as you're doing your daily duties at work, praying for him. Send your guardian angel to his guardian angel and try to, together they just can encourage him to maybe raise his mind and his heart to God once in a while throughout the day. But as his older brother, I mean, I can speak. I have 3 younger brothers, and they're all very independent, have their own lives. They don't, they don't. But I know that they still have this certain. What would you call it, Debbie? Kind of a respect for me as the oldest brother, deference, if you will. So maybe Raoul, maybe his younger brother looks up to him in that way. I don't know, but
Right. But I agree. I think that definitely happens with siblings and older siblings. You look up to them always, even when into adulthood. But Raoul, I just want to encourage you, please, see if you can motivate him to get some professional help as well. He may even need, multiple programs and things that can help him. I know sometimes family want to kind of keep it within house, and try to take care of it. But there's so many resources out there right now. I mean, there's coaching, there's counseling, there's centers, there's all sorts of programs, there's things through the church. It's so abundant. In the quote unquote old days, 25, 30 years ago, you had to kind of search out things. Now they're everywhere, just at your fingertips. Please, if you can maybe look ahead and check some certain things out for him ahead of time so he doesn't have to do the research. And maybe you could motivate him to get some professional assistance. What do you think?
Well, the thing, that's where everybody's at the end, He's living with my mother and father, and he's basically like, he has everything handed down to him, He's overweight, and he's fighting against that, and his self-esteem is a little bit low at times. But I guess we're at the point that everything, as far as work, as far as anything that's possible that can be given to him, has already been given to him, and it's kind of difficult, to continue.
Right,
providing.
but Raoul, but your brother is. See, your family's so kind and so generous, and they're housing him. They think they're helping him, but it could be possibly enabling him. He's not wanting that motivation himself. And you nailed it. You said it so perfectly. He's got a low self-esteem. He's got a weight issue. If he could get some of those things, worked out in his head and get control of those in a better way and manage them in a better way, he will start feeling better about himself, and he'll start taking the initiative. He'll start going out there and doing things for himself. I just truly would encourage you to maybe have a family meeting and see and do some research for him, and maybe kind of request him to check out some of these places. I think, Jerry, you typed over at the same time I said it about enabling. Sometimes in the goodness of our hearts, we want to help others, especially our family members, but we're actually somewhat creating a bigger hole for them to climb out of. What do you think, Jerry?
I agree. We're facilitating them never really taking responsibility for their lives. And I'm not saying that that's the case with your brother, Raoul, but it wouldn't be a bad idea, like Debbie said, maybe just sit him down, brother to brother, man to man, and just say, you know what, brother, there's a lot more in life that's in store for you that you could have if you really want it. So, you just got to make the right, first moves, make the right first steps, and just say God is going to be with you and he'll lead you along those steps. So, all right, Raoul?
Yeah, Yeah. Well, I'm thinking everything is possible, through prayer
It is.
and now so I'm going to talk to him and really get him to understand what I'm going through, because it's not his battle. Just it's I'm in here with him too, and I guess all my family is. But well, thank you for hearing me.
Well, and it's tough, and that conversation, ask your guardian angel to be with you during that conversation so that the right words are conveyed to your brother. And we'll be praying as well, Raoul. Keep us posted, okay? Because your brother is our brother, so that's how we feel. And we put your brother and your whole family in our book. Thank you so much. Jerry, I know you're going to highlight Women of Grace, but this just came in from a dear friend of ours, Joanne, her relative. Joanne has, in just 3 weeks ago, collapsed, and she has multiple organ failure. She's not doing well, and it's very sad. So please add Joanne to the prayer book. I just added her, but everybody else's prayers. I know everybody keeps mini prayer books. Take 2 mini prayer books, I heard.
Yeah, I do want to mention Women of Grace. It airs right before Take Two with Jerry and Debbie on most of these EWTN stations, and an encore airs later tonight at 3 a.m. Eastern Time. Johnette Williams shows you how to embrace the Catholic faith with joy and peace, the entire Catholic life, and make it a joyful and peace-filled experience. So join Johnette Williams, 3 a.m. Eastern Time, for an encore of Women of Grace.
And I understand folks are commenting on Jerry and Debbie Facebook page. We pulled all your comments and your prayer requests, added them to the book. So please know that we're just not going to be able to type a response back because we're doing a live show right now. So and if you want to like us on Jerry and Debbie Facebook page, please do so. Okay, we have time for a few more, correct, before we pray?
God willing, we get as many as we can. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, Brandy is up next in Sherman, Texas. Guadalupe Radio Network is the way you're listening. First-time caller. Hi, Brandy. Welcome.
Hello, how are you doing?
Doing well. How are you?
Oh, I've been better. I would just like to have y'all pray for my son. He suffers from bipolar disorder, and he, like Raoul, he has a weight issue, so his self-esteem is low. So he drinks all day. He doesn't have a job, and he doesn't live with me. He lives with his father, so I don't have any recourse. So I know all I have is prayer. Mm-hmm. And so that's what I'm trying to do, is to get a bunch of prayers out there for him, to help him get motivated to get a job. And I think that will help with his drinking and eating and all that. But I just don't know what else to do.
Sure. Well, what a beautiful mom you are, Brandy. And when you say drinking, I presume you mean alcoholic beverages, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
You see, I don't know. I don't want to get into personal stuff. I'm just fearful that if he's taking medications for this, that I don't know if there would be a reaction to the alcohol or what. But this is just, it's unbelievable how many young people, young adults, teens are going through bipolar, anxiety, depression, what have you. We just need to we really need to storm heaven for all of them. And especially we're going to do so for your son, Brandy. It's a difficult thing. I have not experienced it myself. I read up on it a little bit, but we definitely will lift up your son in prayer. If you want to give us his first name, we can put him in the prayer book. If not, I see Debbie writing already, so she's put you, Brandy, and your son and your entire family. Yeah.
Yeah, his name is Nick.
Okay. Yeah.
And I just want to say, please listen to what we said to Raoul. Same thing. There's resources out there. So if there's any way, Brandy, you can convey that to him or to people around him that could influence him, there's help out there. He can start having a better life today if he wants to. The other thing too is if prayer is what you have, be grateful for that, because it works. Oh, yeah. Prayer works. And so we'll go, ask your guardian angel to go to his guardian angel so that it could motivate him to illuminate his mind, to also strengthen his will, to do the right thing for himself, and get help. Okay, so we'll be praying hard on that. Keep us posted. I have a good feeling for Nick. You said Nick, right?
Yes, ma'am. Well,
okay.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Thank you, Brandy, praying for you and for Nick especially. We had an anonymous email about, no rent-a-womb for this emailer's son and his wife. They have done in vitro fertilization, though asked them to talk to a priest first. There have been hints my daughter-in-law wants to use a surrogate for another child. This procedure is so abhorrent and fraught with legal and emotional issues, not to mention against their purported faith and mine too. God bless you and our Take Two family. That's from Anonymous, who just emailed us at take2@EWTN.com.
Okay, Elizabeth in Plano, Texas, Guadalupe Radio. Welcome, Elizabeth.
Thank you, Debbie. I have both a request and an encouragement for other people who have suffering relatives and friends. And the request, I'll do it first, and the encouragement will come through it. My brother is going through treatment for stage 4 liver, lung, and bone cancer. And I and a lot of our family and friends are praying to the intercession of Mother Scholastica Ravata. She's a venerable, and here's my encouragement to others, is to seek out venerable saints who causes are open to be beatified, to get the intercession of those saints. And this particular one, I feel like, is a saint that we really need in the church today, because she started an order of nuns, and their mission was to be at the service of the Eucharist, the priesthood, and the liturgy. And I just know as our culture gets darker, it's very apparent that we're not going to fix it through politics. and we need saints like this praying for these three important things: the Eucharist, the priesthood, and the liturgy. So I was wondering if I could pray this prayer for my brother, and we're also praying it for a young father a father of 3 with one on the way, who has just been diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer, and his name is Brad. But I was wondering if I could pray this prayer, and the Take Two family would pray it with me, and then I would encourage others to seek out a venerable saint. I know Fulton Sheen is venerable right now, and
well, Elizabeth, unfortunately, I'm just looking at the clock right here. We've got about a minute until we hear the closing music, and Debbie is going to we're going to take all of the prayer intentions that came in today, including the ones that you just mentioned, and those that didn't get on the air. Those were emailed, texted, social media comments, and we always offer a prayer at the end of the program. So I don't know that there would be time to get that prayer, although I'm sure it's beautiful. And I'm looking at Mother Scholastica, a little bit of information about her on the internet. She was a daughter of St. Paul. So we will definitely begin to pray that she be beatified one day. It looks like she might be headed in that direction, but I know that you wanted to wrap things up, Debbie, with a prayer today.
Yeah. Elizabeth, can you send us the prayer? Can you send it and we can read it tomorrow? Take2@EWTN.com. If you can send us the prayer, we would love to read it, and we'll pray it. We'll fit it in, okay?
Sure. And I think one thing you need to encourage people, I understand when you pray for an intercession of a venerable that you only pray to one saint. I mean, you can pray to Jesus and Mary, but you don't gather a whole lot of venerables to pray, because they need to know, they need to follow the history and know.
Interesting. Okay, well, send us that, please. And Ruth Ann, we marked down the prayer intentions for Kate, Debbie as well, for your daughter. We've marked down everything. We're going to gather all your prayers up together, yell them out to the Lord in a nice way. And we're going to pray the Memorare to St. Joseph. Remember, O most chaste spouse of the Virgin Mary, that never was it known that anyone who implored your help and sought your intercession was left unassisted. Full of confidence in your power, we fly unto you and beg your protection. Despise not, O guardian of the Redeemer, our humble supplications, but in your bounty hear and answer us. Amen. Jesus, we trust in you. Have a beautiful and blessed day. We'll see you tomorrow.